In today's video I will be listing everything I hate about Forza Horizon 4, and yes, I am using a crappy text-to-speech program because I'm too dumb to find the good one and I have way too much to go over, and I know I will get sidetracked and make this video way too long, and I will not be going in any particular order, I will just be listing it as I wrote it down. Anyway, into the video. So Forza Horizon 4 has been out for a year now as of the posting date of this video, so I think it's safe to say nothing's going to change in this game, and I hate to say it, but this is by far the worst Horizon game we've had. Not saying it's unplayable or anything, it just feels like they gave us the Horizon 3 beta with a different map and said have at it. The first thing I want to state is the open world experience, because it was one of the game's biggest party pieces at E3 when revealed, but it just sucks so much it's really one of the biggest things to ruin the game. It feels so empty, as in every time I see a dot on my map it's either someone AFK or someone who's not really in the lobby, which is dumb because if you're going to brag about having 72 player lobbies but you can only see 24, what's the point? What was ever wrong with having online open lobbies? Because the people you find in Horizon 3 online want to play with people, unlike Horizon 4 where you're trying to drive by yourself and don't want to play with anyone. And the whole after every race you have to find another lobby if you're in a party is just dumb. You should just be thrown into your own server, not spend 5 minutes looking for one. To put it short, take it out of the game and go back to the Horizon 3 lobby system, for the love of God. One that I hate that got hit the most was Playground Games or King and Infected, because I figured if the racing got bad, which it did, I could just play King and Infected because I really like it. And in Horizon 3 I got so many messages because I was like Ultra Instinct Goku in that game mode. But hate to say it, but they just trashed the whole game mode. Like if you get infected you can be healed, which is dumb, or in King if you have the crown for 30 seconds you get your power cut in half. So what the Playground team was probably thinking was, if you're good fuck you, but if you suck you now stand a chance. And I don't think I need to go over Flag Rush because that mode is just the worst thing to ever come out of Horizon 3. Like, just bring cat and mouse back. It's not like that's what the online racing feels like anyway. Oh, and on a side note, I love when you get stuck on a fence that's laying on the ground in your lifted truck and how glitchy the destroyable objects are. They just need a fine tune and that's it. So, the best flop they tried to fix, the online racing. I was actually excited for the competitive racing in the game, but as many of you know, racing in this game is horrible, even worse than Horizon 3's all-wheel drive V12 swap sim. So the ramming was every race, and it's not annoying, it just makes you not wanna play the game. And I get it, it's not a track racing game like Gran Turismo or Forza Motorsport, but that doesn't mean I want to be rammed into every wall in the fucking game. And to make it better, every track has walls, so they made it so easy for the ramming scum of the game to keep up and ruin the fun. And speaking of walls, the wall riding was something they waited too long to fix. I can't tell you how many times I got beaten by wall riding ramming scum, and it just made me want to uninstall. It just ruined the game's fun factor and made it irritating to play, because to this day I don't think anyone has done an online race and left happy. Another thing is the stupid penalties. Like, are you kidding me? This is an open world racing game, not Motorsport 7. It doesn't promote clean racing. Do you know what it does? Promote more dirty ramming, because if you're on the outside you get the penalty even if you're pushed into the wall, and the penalty for tapping the wall is way too long. You can lose 20 seconds just for grazing a wall, which is just overkill. And before a update the hoppers were trashed too. You could only race in A class, S1, and S2 for off-road, rally, and road racing. What happened to the 4 other classes in the game like X, B, C, and D class racing. Actually, I can't even say that they added B back, halfway through the year, like that helped. And the amount of OP meta cars is way too big. Like, I get if there's 10 good cars to use, but the fact if you race in A class and you don't pick a bone shaker and you automatically lose, that's just gonna get old way too fast, and it did. And Comp had the same issues but had its own of no skilled matchmaking, so you can have a unranked guy ram you off while you're Grandmaster and the rewards are just not worth it. Rivals was something they actually fixed in the game, but took them 10 months to fix it, because if you don't know, it used to just be their stupid challenges, so in one race it was one class with one car type, but they at least fixed that, when no one cares anymore. Anyway, on to one of the big topics of this game, the car list. I think it's cute how they bragged about having 250 cars at launch, yet I feel like Forza Horizon 1 had a better car list, mainly because it only had cars that were cool and usable, not like this game where half the cars are istas and peels. Like, for fuck's sake, if they add another joke car, I'm done with the Forza series. There are just too many cars that no one wants at all, and they keep taking away a lot of the cars from older titles we liked. Like the 2013 Camaro ZL1 or the V8 R8, or the Lamborghini Sesto Elemento. Like, why can I have every generation of STI and Evo but only 3 of the 6 gens of Camaro? Or why do they keep adding new cars that we conveniently had in older Horizon games like it's a improvement? Another thing is they nerfed the Kona Sedge 1-1 and Agera RS, because let's be honest, if a 2013 Camaro has race tires stock in the game, then why doesn't the second and third fastest cars in the world have race tires? Simple, because Forza would have to make them X-Class stock or raise the PI of S2 up higher. And the stupid rare normal cars like the Fox Body Mustang and 2004 STI that are the rarest cars in game make no sense at all, unless you're Playground Games, who want you to play as much as possible so they can brag about it at E3 when they show Forza Horizon 5. But in reality, if you could have a pie chart of hours played to hours enjoyed, it would be 10% enjoyable hours played. Anyway, on to the biggest part of the game, the map. It is so boring, and no, I'm not a 12-year-old who wanted to go to Japan, but the map is just so boring. It's not bigger than the Australia map except for elevations, but that's not an improvement at all. It's not exciting at all for me. For example, think of all 3 Horizon games before this. We were in the mountains of Colorado, the beautiful countrysides of Italy, and the desert outback of Australia, and not the rainy, depressed-looking Britain. If I look out my window, I have the same weather and atmosphere of this map, and I hate that. Now, I understand if you live in a desert area you probably thought the same about Horizon 3, but come on, it rains non-stop in the game and there's nothing really special about it at all. And for future reference, there must be 3 mandatory things on each Horizon map: a racetrack, a mile-long drag strip with markers for quarter, half-mile drag racing, and a stupid long flat straight road to do top speed stuff. And hell, you can put the markers for the drag racing on the 5-mile long straight road with no AI, traffic, wink wink. Anyway, the seasons are annoying. Like, you should be able to pick seasons, and in the summer there should be no rain or bad weather at all. And add more snow in winter, like 3-foot deep snow in field, and plow all the roads, and winter is perfect. But on to the glitches, there's too many. Like, do you guys do any tests on anything in your games, or do you just pray they work? Because if that's the case, your prayers are being ignored. And you get network errors randomly for no reason, and it's just annoying, and the money exploits bans are just getting out of hand. Like if you look at Destiny, when there's a exploit of loot or something like money, they say we see the issue and we will fix it ASAP. Then you have Horizon banning people instead of fixing the problem, but banning half the player base instead. Like having 100 mil is game breaking. Like for God's sake, I have 100 mil from selling the stupid rare cars like the Vauxhall Corsa, and I still haven't spent any of it really. But the problem I like the most is how the Turn 10 team operate. For example, one day I was on Ash K5's stream on twitch.tv, and he decided to raid the official Forza stream to show he still has respect for the game and wanted to show his support. And for those of you uncultured people who don't use Twitch or Mixer, when you raid another channel you usually spam a emote, but not in the Forza chat, because we all put one message, and in those messages we put 3 car emotes, and we all got banned and timed out by the White Knight 12-year-old mods in their chat. And the person who was streaming looked over at chat once and had no idea what was happening and didn't care. Like, we are directly trying to support you and you basically said fuck you for liking us. And every live stream they do to show you the new cars they're adding, you can see so many people get banned for no real reason. Like for example, on the one, people were getting banned for saying Toyota or Supra, and as a joke, me and this one guy who I knew were talking about how thick the one girl on the stream was as a joke, and not one of us got punished at all. And you can just tell every time they stream they have to state they're car people so they know what we want. But that's funny because they're not car people, they're business people, because you shouldn't have to say that every 5 seconds to make people believe you. Another thing is, I like how they think nothing is wrong. Like, they don't say we will try to make it better, they act like this is the Horizon 4 they promised but didn't deliver on. And that's cute because even Destiny gestured toward their game saying yeah, it was bad but now we're going to make it good. And yes, I said Destiny 2 for the second time in this video because they in year 1 of Destiny 2 were bad, and they admitted that and made the game the best game they could, and it's getting better, but they were being held back by Activision, so it wasn't fully their fault. But Playground Games isn't that restricted, so they're killing their own game on their free will. And I knew back in Destiny 2 year 1 it will get better, so I kept playing to grind for resources, but I never had that hope with Playground Games. They just don't care. They're like the Call of Duty pre-2019 and modern YouTube of the racing games. It's like they like being the punchline to every joke that exists, and I don't like the lack of care for this great series of games that, if this keeps up, will kill the Horizon series. And just a side note, I don't think I will be recording anything Forza that much in the future, because the review thing I'm doing, I did all the videos that will be put up in one night and I didn't enjoy it at all really. So I think the videos in the future from here on out will be Need for Speed Heat custom car builds and Destiny vids and maybe some IRL car stuff. Anyways, hope you enjoyed the video and have a good day.